Today on Suncoast View, a pricey place to pedal. Sarasota County continues to expand the Legacy Trail, but will homeowners want to foot the bill?
The Suncoast is renowned for its community arts organizations, and today we learn how they get some of their funding.
And we're going to take our best shot at playing basketball with some talented athletes who are bringing women's recreational teams to the Suncoast. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Linda Larson. Great to have you with us.
It is nice to be here, ladies.
And
you
you've
look
been
lovely.
Thank
you so much.
And you've been doing some traveling.
Oh, yeah.
Linda went to Totality and lived to tell about it.
How was that?
Totality. I just love the sound of that. It was there we are. Yes. It was amazing. And being with John Scalzi, I have to say, is such a trip because he does, he just figures out all these cool ways to do things. He covered the ends of our binoculars with the film that protects from the sun.
Right.
And ran to a Walmart, bought those chairs so we could sit. It was wonderful.
Goodness.
Yeah, we were at Greenwood, South Carolina.
Tell us about the people. Were you in like a big crowd? Did you see people everywhere, or was it kind of a low-key, found somewhere quiet?
We found somewhere quiet, and there was a picture that just was up of him on his phone.
Right.
The whole 2 days of our first part of our vacation, he was monitoring weather and cloud cover. And we changed our hotel reservations like 4 times to 4 different cities because he was saying, no, wait, the clouds are going to move this way. If we go to Greenwood, South Carolina, that'll be the best. Let's stay in Charleston. Let's go to Columbia. Let's go here. I was getting whiplash. He was absolutely right. So when we pulled into our hotel in Greenwood, South Carolina, literally we pulled in, pulled everything out of the car. He ran, got the chairs, sat it up and watched, and we were there 5 other people in the parking lot.
Wow, that's so interesting.
It was so much fun.
Well, and he was so excited about it, so it must have been fun to watch his scientific excitement about the experience. And I'm assuming you're just a go-with-the-flow kind of girl with this whole thing?
It's very contagious. It got me. It got me. I'm totally in now. We're already planning our next trip to the next eclipse.
For 2026?
Wow. For
25,
is that the one in
I don't remember.
Dallas?
2026,
yeah. But he wants to go to Panama or someplace now.
That's very fun.
It's so great to hear that you have such a wonderful marriage. You guys have been married a long time.
Yeah,
over 20 years. And you're still so excited about going places with you. No, he's a remarkable person. Sometimes I want to chop him up and bury him in the backyard.
But on those other days, you love him very much.
If John doesn't show up today, we know what happened.
Really? We'll erase that part of the show, I promise. Let's see who is in the kitchen today. We welcome Chef Jesus from the Columbia Restaurant. What are we making today?
Oh, we're making the paella valenciana.
Paella. Okay, tell us what exactly is in our paella.
It's going to consist of chicken, pork, clams, mussels, calamari, and scallops.
Wow, what a treat.
That's a big one.
All right, and a lot of great Spanish dishes there as well, so we can look forward to enjoying that. A lot of good eating.
So, Stephanie, I want to talk about your little makeup here that you got going on and your makeup cup.
What about it?
What?
So you started going through them and putting some of these on?
What are you talking about?
Earlier.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We're putting your makeup on your cup. We're not pretending anymore because you literally are showing everything.
Okay.
You're showing everything?
I have makeup in my cup. That's
but normally we at least try to pretend.
Oh, I'm so confused. No, I don't ever try to pretend. But I'm glad you could see it. Yeah, no, there's lip stuff.
I'm still on that. We're showing everything.
Right. I thought, is something going on here? Yes, I do have makeup in my cup. It's all right.
I mean, but we can see it is what I'm telling you.
Okay. Move it.
You fakers, I have coffee in my cup.
She was bothered by my lip pencil. Can we move on? All right,
please.
Just checking. All right, it's time for our first hot topic, and the Legacy Trail is on its way north to Fruitville Road. The county approved spending $38 million to acquire more than 100 more acres for the proposed trail. But the trail is racking up quite a bill. A $65 million bond referendum will be on the ballot next November. When prior financing is also included, the 18-mile trail will reportedly cost more than $100 million. million. It's free to users, but paid for in a millage increase on property. That would be similar to what we've done with the Bobby Jones Golf Club.
Why does it cost so much?
That's the
I
question.
don't get it. Is it to buy the land? Because it can't cost that much to put some cement on the dirt.
One would not think so.
You know, it just seems like now every development has like $1 million price tag. And I don't understand who or what or why, but it doesn't seem like a couple years ago it was that expensive to build a trail. Why would it be that expensive to build a trail now?
I think there's an overall view of creating the kind of community that is open to people, that is beautiful to look at, that is landscaped, and I think it's an overall thing. So maybe we all benefit from that.
But wouldn't we all benefit if it was $100,000 and not $1 million?
Yeah, and nature is beautiful, so we don't have to have all that landscaping.
And I'm not saying I don't like the idea. I'm just confused of why the price tag is so high.
Yeah, I am
pretty
too.
high.
And continues to get higher.
Because there are no buildings. I could see it if there were buildings, but it's just concrete along dirt.
Well, it will go to the voters in November of 2018, and I think it'll be interesting leading up to that how much description is available as to exactly what is
Or maybe
costing
they're just
so much.
overestimating. They don't want to be shortchanged and have, you know.
Or land is valuable here, but it's an old railroad track. What else are we using it for?
and it belonged to the railroad, so
Right.
I thought we were getting that free.
Right. So, I don't know.
Although
but the
not
price-
Hey,
things are
asphalt
free
might
anymore.
be expensive. Who knows?
Well, speaking of fees, a Utah high school is fining students for being tardy. A first offense is a warning. It's $3 the second time, and then $5. If a student can't pay, they can take lunch detention. Parents are complaining that students are being nickeled and dimed. The money will then exist in a school fund that would be used for student incentives. Should you get charged for being late?
Yes.
I want
school
you
on
to answer
time.
that question.
Yes.
You have children in school.
Absolutely no problem with this whatsoever.
Yes.
Because you'll learn, won't you?
Yeah, because when you get in real life, you're going to have to be on
If you
time.
speed, there's a fine. If you're late, there's a fine. If life involves fines and consequences, and you know, I understand why
I'd have been late every day. They would have got rich off me. I would have been literally. I mean,
you wouldn't have learned if you had to pay money.
I don't think the fine is an incentive for me to do it. I think that my situation would have continued the same. Like,
Well, now-
I get up late, so I'm going to be inadvertently late.
Who's going to pay for it? Would you pay for your
I
kids'
would.
fines?
Heck no.
Do they have the
No.
money? Did
I
you
didn't have
the
a
money?
job, so of course my mom would have had to pay for it.
Or you would have had to go to detention.
Or you'd have to get a job because,
That's
again,
probably
it's
what-
all just
yeah.
part of the consequence.
But
I'm
I
not-
don't think the child is going to pay for it. Most parents aren't going to pass that bill on to
Let
their
them go to
Yeah, they are.
detention, though. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I would have.
Yeah,
Me
absolutely.
too.
Yeah,
Me
no,
too.
it is. I mean, we're talking high school here. It is time to own up.
I remember distinctly, like I would miss the bus. My bus came at like 5 in the morning, and I was bused into another community, so I had like an hour ride. My mom distinctly said, if you miss the bus out, you're not going to school. I don't know how you're going to get there because I'm not taking you. So then after a few days of me missing school, you know, she started taking me. How else was I going to get there?
I guess Uber didn't exist.
No,
so.
Uber didn't. So I'm just going to think, you know, in these instances, it never made me get up earlier. 5 o'clock is really early.
Yeah.
In high school.
Yeah, it is. It's the parenting dilemma that invades everything we do. At what
Yeah.
point in time do you teach a lesson or get a kid to school, or you know? But
Because if you don't show up for your job, if you're late for your job, you don't have
you
a
lose
job.
your job. Joey, would you like to find
Consequences.
Bobeth? She is late occasionally. But you just said it won't help, so we won't.
Thank you.
You'll still be late.
That's right.
Because I need my entire paycheck.
Teaching manners to children at home is often overlooked in the midst of everything else that has to be done. So a 5th grade teacher in Lake Worth, Florida, gives etiquette lessons in her classroom. She teaches in an underprivileged school, and she helps students master posture, politeness, table settings, and more. She hopes these skills will help kids with things like job interviews down the road.
Awesome.
What do you
Oh,
think?
we had this back in the 1950s at Avondale High School. All schools had it. It was called home economics.
And they should still, and I wish they
I
did.
can't believe they don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't teach this stuff. I mean, I guarantee you I've not done a good job certainly teaching a table setting to my children. I mean, they know the basics, you know, napkin on the lap, elbows off the table, but, you know, we don't talk
Yeah.
forks and spoons. I'm lucky to get them fed.
We
You know?
had courses in that, and I learned so much from those courses.
But the things, it goes beyond just table settings. It's also
yeah.
it's posture. It's how you introduce yourself, how you shake a hand, how you sit.
I totally agree.
Now many girls, they sit with their legs wide open like this, and you're just like, wait a minute, cross your legs, close your legs. You know, and just little, different things like that. I think it's important that someone teaches the kids nowadays.
And in defense of parenting, it is hard to get everything accomplished every day. So, you know, I'm not probably thinking about ankle crossing like I probably should have taught. Note to self.
Other things we learned in that class was how to hem in case your hem goes out, and little things like that that you need in real life. How to balance a checkbook.
Functional life lessons.
Yes.
All
I
right.
like this.
We like
Excellent.
this one. Do you remember the book or the movie Lord of the Flies? A group of schoolboys ends up alone on an island when their plane goes down and they actually turn to savagery to survive. Well, now the story will be released again as a movie, but with a group of girls. Some have said that if girls ended up on an island, there wouldn't be any conflict and it's not going to be a good storyline. Others are upset that the girls' storyline is being written and directed by a group of men. What do you think? How would girls
Who cares who
fare?
directs it?
Well,
And
I guess they
think
figured the men couldn't see into how girls would react in
I
that.
think girls will be worse than the guys.
Yeah?
I
They
think girls
might be.
tend to be a little bit more catty and more emotional when it comes to certain situations. So I think if you put us in a stressful situation, we're going to have a lot of chiefs and a lot of arguments.
I don't know. I
don't
would
either.
like to think that we're kinder and gentler and we will look after the helpless because that's what mothers do and we have the motherly instinct.
No, we're all very bossy.
Boys are resourceful, though, and I say that since I have a house full of them. Like, they can take a ballpoint pen, because we've been doing this week, and suddenly a flint gets made out of it, you know? Like, everything is a fire object. So, but that would be useful when you're in survival mode,
Yes.
trying to figure it out. I'm not sure we would look at a ballpoint pen and end up with a flint.
We'd write a note and put it in a bottle.
Right.
But I think we'd
Hope for
probably
the best.
and we'd probably argue over the points for so long that we
What
won't
we're
even
gonna
ever
say in
make
our
the
note.
fire.
Okay, on behalf of women worldwide, I have to step up here. I really believe I'm seeing too many women in the world who are smart, who are leaders, who are inclusive, who are creative and innovative, and it depends on who you put in this collection of people that
That's
get
true.
dropped on the island.
Right.
But you could have some really amazing people surface and lead people to
A better society.
Yes.
Could we choose?
Well, I was going to say, I hope they're on my airplane.
I can get you off the island if you'd listen, but I don't think people would listen to
If
me.
you'll listen, I love that.
I don't think they'll listen to me, but I can get you off the island.
I believe that. You're very resourceful. All right, it's back. Starbucks' infamous pumpkin spice latte. Not everyone is happy about this. In fact, some will pay us to dump our pumpkin obsession. A Virginia brewery is holding Pumpkin Beer Amnesty Day. They've said enough is enough. The world is being led down a dark path of pumpkin-flavored everything. Anyone who turns in a bottle or can of pumpkin beer will get awarded with a free coupon for their service.
What are they going to do with all the pumpkin beer?
I guess they're just offended that one would turn so many different flavored things in life pumpkin. Remember we did this
agree.
on the show last year? We lined up all the bizarre pumpkin products
I
that are out there. Everything is pumpkin.
But you don't have to eat. We're facing a hurricane.
Yes.
We're facing a war, and we're worried
Yes.
about the too much
Thank you,
pumpkin
Linda.
in the world.
I know.
Yes, ma'am.
But we're trying to have a laid-back hour, so we're just going to worry about pumpkin.
Don't drink it if you don't like it.
The thing is, you have to do something with all that pumpkin because
Well-
we're going to be growing so many of them.
I
Okay.
would think somebody must be growing them all.
Turn it
because-
back into
we don't grow
fertilizer
them
and
for
fertilize
us.
the other plants. It'll be fine.
All right, so is it real or fake? It's an important question when you are buying a discount designer handbag. Now there's an app to help. It's called Entropy, and it connects to a handheld microscopic camera. It searches for those holographic tags and microprinting that is usually woven into the fabrics of most high-end designer bags. When the camera finds what it's looking for, it will tell you that your bag is legit. If it doesn't find anything, it looks like you've got a fake.
Well, if you've already bought it, there's no purpose because you can't return it.
Well, I could think it would be like if you were buying it from the sites that
Yeah, but
sell them
once,
discounted.
But once they send it to you, you've already spent the money. So
And they
to
probably
use
Not,
the app,
none of they all have bad return policies.
so to use the app on it now, it's too late.
I don't buy that many purses to have to buy an app to find the fake.
Well, I buy a lot of purses, but I also buy them from the store.
Yeah.
So
Not
you
the
know.
guy on the street corner.
No, and
who
they're
says, hey, look what
registered.
I've
And
got.
you pretty much know, based on what you pay, what you're getting.
And
Well,
where you
I'm
buy
actually
it.
where
buying it.
you buy it.
If I'm going to buy a Gucci purse, I'm going to go
Okay,
to Gucci.
but for those of us who can't afford Gucci, I would be
Yeah.
buying the fake on the internet and just
Well, then
hoping
you
it's
know
real.
it's a fake.
Well, you're hoping it's not. I'd rather not pay $800 for a fake when I can't afford the reel of 8,000 or whatever they are. So
Well,
yeah.
you shouldn't pay 800 on the internet. No. If you're going to buy a fake, it needs to be under 100. Because
We're
it is
talking her
fake.
language now.
I mean, the thing is, it's fake.
We need more rules like that. If you're going to buy a fake, it's got to be under how much?
Under $100. Don't
Okay.
waste
Well,
your
then
money
you know
on a
it's fake. All right, we don't need the app. We've determined that. When we come back, we're going to learn more about the great work that's being done right here by the Arts Alliance.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather update on Hurricane Irma, the strongest hurricane ever recorded in the Atlantic. Again, that's the strongest hurricane ever recorded in modern times. With satellites and reconnaissance aircraft, there may have been stronger ones prior, but this is an impressive looking hurricane at this point, which continues to march off to the west. Now, as far as we're concerned, we are looking at this system continue to move to the west. And right now, it looks like the northern Leeward Islands is in danger of hitting a catastrophic hurricane, getting hit by a catastrophic hurricane, and then eventually on toward the U.S. and British Virgin Islands as well as Puerto Rico. 185-mile-an-hour winds, that's sustained with gusts near 200 miles an hour. It's moving to the west at 14. There's the cone of uncertainty, which in day 5 includes the entire viewing area of the Suncoast. Again, it can be anywhere within inside that cone on Sunday, so it could be east of the state or south of Cuba. More coming up at 5. See you then.
The Suncoast receives national recognition for the quality of our arts organizations. And there's a group dedicated to make sure that our creative community continues to thrive. Jim Shirley is the Executive Director of the Arts and Cultural Alliance. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Now tell us how the Alliance helps our arts groups.
Well, the Alliance is meant to be the kind of the umbrella organization for all of arts and culture in the community. So we work on programs that help connect the community to the arts and the arts to the community. That includes anywhere from the school systems to public art to being involved in granting programs to help fund the arts, all of those types of things.
Grants, that sounds good.
Yes.
Money.
Money.
You give a lot of grants. Tell me about the grants.
We actually have 3 granting programs. One coming up soon is going to be the John Ringling Tower grants, which were developed from the proceeds of the leftover fund for the John Ringling Tower. And what we do there is we help fund professional artists in the community to meet their mission with their art. And we're able to recognize artists in the area of visual arts, performing arts, and literary arts every year. Then we have an opportunity grant program, which is a grant for smaller arts organizations to help them develop their goals, their mission in the community. And then we are able to work with the county on the tourist development tax grants to help support many of the larger organizations in bringing tourists to Sarasota County through the arts.
I bet you have a lot of them survive, actually.
Yes, we do, as a matter of fact. And it's really amazing. You know, the arts are such a major attraction
Yes.
for people coming here. People love to come to the beautiful weather and the beach, but then they love it that they can get involved in the arts at a very high level, very high quality of arts. And it's important to be able to provide funding to help make sure those arts are here for us.
Tell me about where some of the grant money has gone. Who has gotten these grants in the past?
Well, if you look at individual arts, for example, the John Ringling Tower, a young woman here, Annie Morrison.
Oh, we know
received
Annie,
one of the
yes,
grants in the
sure.
past. She was able to develop a play that she was working on and then take that play to Broadway. Michael Mendez, who's a wonderful young singer that
Oh, we
performs
know
a lot
him.
with
Yeah.
West Coast Black Theater Troupe. Got some of the grants a couple of years ago to help work on his programming for an individual program that he was doing.
He's so talented, yes.
Amazing, yes.
Do you have any totals, just even ballpark, of the amount of money that the Arts Alliance has been able to give to these Suncoast Arts over the years?
We do. Over the years, we've been able to grant about $23 million to the arts.
That's
Now, some of
amazing.
those arts, some of that money comes from the tourist bed tax. Some of the money comes from the leftover funds of the John Ringling Tower battles.
Right.
And some of the money comes from the sale of state-of-the-art license plates. Whenever you buy a
right.
license plate, part of that money comes to the Alliance, and we're able to grant money out to support the arts in the community with it.
You're like the gatekeeper. How important.
Just a bit
That's
of one,
really
yeah.
important.
Well, it makes a difference. Somebody needs to be able to be responsible for all of those things. And even though we do not produce a lot of art, we help support a lot of art. in the
Oh,
community.
yes.
And I wanted to, can you put into perspective how important this is? Because some of these organizations would not have the funding to do a lot of things without your help.
That's correct. Well, fortunately, we live in a very philanthropic community, which helps support the arts a lot. But there really is not a lot of government or individual funding that comes around outside of individual giving. So it's really important when we can do something like take a bed tax, dedicate a half a penny to supporting the arts to develop tourism, and that turns into about $2 million a year.
Right.
That comes from money outside of the community. It's not from our own citizens that do that. But we are the ones that have the ability to moderate those programs and make sure that they're handled fairly and equitably by everyone.
Which is good for some of those smaller organizations
yes.
that don't have the support and backing.
Absolutely.
And you have a party coming up, a
do.
big annual celebration. Tell me about Celebration of the Arts on October 23rd. Is that the right date?
October 23rd, it's going to be at the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall. We feel it's important every year for the community to be able to be involved in the arts. So this is a night not unlike an Academy Awards. We recognize leadership in the arts. We recognize philanthropy in the arts. We're going to have 4 different arts organizations performing this year, kind of a peak preview of the season coming up. And the event is free and open to the public at the Van Wezel because we want people to be involved.
It's a lot like the Academy Awards. What a wonderful night coming up. And that is the 23rd of October. You can go to their website for more information. You want to sign up for this because it's going to be a grand party. And coming up next, Dr. Jenny is going to talk to us about how we can avoid hair loss.
And a big thanks to Cliff Rolls for those pictures
Yeah,
with the
thank
arts
you, Cliff.
lines. All
Yes.
right, thanks.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
And welcome back. Both men and women experience more fragile and thinning hair as they age. But hair loss can also be related to things other than our bodies growing older. And today, Dr. Jenny Wilkins from Age Vital Pharmacy is here to bring us some natural hair loss solutions. All right, well, you know, get age, it's just a natural progression. You know your hair is going to start thinning, you know you're going to start losing a little bit more. But why does this happen?
Well, it happens for multiple different reasons. I know with me, I mean, if you saw me a year ago, my hair was so limp and flat, and I always have to rejuvenate it with my hormones and my vitamins and everything else. But postpartum, that's huge after you deliver a baby, because then those babies suck you dry with everything, right? They take everything from you to make these delicious little babies. And then there's menopause, and then there's andropause for men. So menopause, the hormones start to decline for women. And then the andropause for males, the hormones start to decline too, and that affects the hair everywhere, even on the eyebrows. So a lot of the
So these are like
women,
natural things our body uses to grow hair, and for some reason we're deficient.
Yep. So it's just a decline. So it's a lack of fertilizer, or being watered. So
how do we know? Is there a test, or what can we do to?
There's different things that I recommend if people really want to know what's really going on metabolically. I always recommend thyroid testing, because thyroid plays a big part of losing hair. So thyroid deficiencies, T3, T4, testosterone in men and in women, so can lead to hair loss. And nutritional deficiencies, so things like biotin, like vitamin C, vitamin B6, chromium, vitamin D. So different markers can assess why you're losing hair. So not everyone's biochemically unique, everyone's a little bit different. So and that's when I have supplements over the counter, for different maintenance, or if they have chronic hormonal deficiencies, then I'm pumping them full of whether it's thyroid or testosterone, and sometimes the wrong type of estrogen, not having the right type of estrogen, could lead to hair loss. And then remember too, people going through chemotherapy. So chemotherapy is mustard gas, so it's depleting you of everything, and that's not just vanity. It's not just because you're trying to get. That's because you're killing off all of your good cells, and you're killing off all of the bad cells as well. And so chemotherapy will deplete you of hormones and of vitamins and minerals. So my favorite products that I have that I recommend are my Metabolic Hair Pro. That has everything. So that's got the chromium, that's got the biotin, that's got the vitamin C, that's got the vitamin B6, the vitamin B12, vitamin D. So it's got all of the vitamins and minerals for someone that has hair loss everywhere, from the eyebrows. Sometimes you'll see, hair loss in the legs with men.
Skin.
Yeah, in the skin. And a lot of guys don't really want that, if they're not bodybuilding. And then I have my Iron Pro Complex. That's specifically just the iron with vitamin B12 and the folate. So it's got those 3 markers in there. And then I have my Neuro Complex, which is just the folate and the B12. So not everybody needs, the Metabolic Hair Pro. They don't need all of those vitamins and minerals, but they,
That's what I was wondering. Do I just come in and grab what I think I need off the shelf, or do I need somebody to guide me?
Yeah, you can come in for a nutritional analysis. We do those finger prick, those microscopies, live blood cell analysis. We can do a 15-minute, hair microscopy just to look for nutritional markers that lead to hair loss. So, and I offer those for free if someone wants to come in, to the pharmacy, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then we can assess to see what they're, and then if we see, abnormal cells that, show hormonal abnormalities, then we can do more investigating and do blood work for hormones. And then we can actually customize their hair. I mean, I take a little bit of everything.
I heard
so.
some people
oh yeah, my hair.
I have
nice
a friend that's taking like the first one, the
metabolic hair, yeah.
And she says hair is growing everywhere.
Oh, it does. It's got everything.
Wait,
so
yeah.
For the lazy people, I call them just the Metabolic Hair Pro. It grows everything.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Janie. And you guys can go visit her at her pharmacy in downtown Sarasota off Main Street, or you can find them online by visiting their website, agevital.com. Thanks again. We might get some hair growing everywhere soon, too. Next, we're going to be lacing up our sneakers to play a game of basketball. We'll be right back.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. Oh, I like what I see. That is Chef Jesus from the Columbia Restaurant pouring some sangria for us. I also want you to know that September is a special month at the Columbia Restaurant. It is Community Harvest. Columbia's done this for 20 years, and it's when 5% of your check gets donated back to charities of your choice. So through September 30th, you'll want to go eat at Columbia and help them make donations. We'll join you in the kitchen in just a few minutes. Babette?
All right, if you played team sports growing up and you miss it, or you just want to give something new a try, there's a team right here on the Suncoast for you. Katie Lyons and Jody Jester are here to tell us all about an adult women basketball league. All right, tell me, you guys, what made you decide you want to start a league for women?
I wanted to make sure that there was something very competitive in the league, in the town, for all the women. I wanted to make sure that there was, you can meet new people, and kids that played when they were younger growing up can have something to still play as they were going through their adulthood.
And I can imagine, you know, guys, we were talking about this before, they go to any court and just play pickup, but women can't really do that.
No.
You can, but it's intimidating. I'm scared of them.
Well, have you guys gotten a lot of response?
The response has been awesome. It's really exciting for me as a player. I've played for a lot of seasons now, and to see every season there are always new girls, and it's girls in high school. We've even had some middle schoolers play with us, girls that are still playing in college, and then women who their kids play and they decided to give it a shot. So there's a ton of variety in ages and skill level, and it's just a lot of fun.
And I hear you guys do more than just shoot some shots and, you know, play. What else do you guys do?
We have held a camp for foster children.
Oh, wow.
We did that over the summer. We did 2 weekends of that. We've recently donated a scoreboard to SSIS Middle School.
Wow.
We continue to do camps. Our last one was this past summer in 2016, and we'll have one coming up this summer as well.
Wow, so a lot of stuff in the community also to help out. Okay, speaking of community help, we need some help. So you're going to give us a quick lesson of how we can, I don't know, do some basic skills like dribble and shoot, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's try
I'm ready.
this.
Let's go for it.
So what are we doing?
We're going to start with dribbling.
Okay.
All right, so you want to use your fingertips and a little give to your knees. And make sure you're not smacking the ball. You're kind of being a little gentle with it. There you go, nice.
Okay, we got this.
I think we got this.
There we go.
All right, you guys are good.
Pros.
All right.
It's kind of hard.
Oh, I've got it.
All right, Linda.
Linda's turn.
Here we go.
There we go.
All right. Okay, I've got my knees bent, my
Yep,
bent,
yep.
and so far I haven't missed. Oh.
Excellent.
They didn't know we had skills.
All right.
We got mad skills.
What's another
basketball? Wow.
What's another basic skill is important to know?
I think bounce passing is really important. So
All right.
Okay. Is that right?
That's
You want to
pretty
lead
good.
your foot into it where you're passing.
Okay, and what about elbows?
Keep them like that and then
So
put your
lean
thumbs
a foot
down.
in, thumbs down.
Thumbs down and elbows
Wait,
out.
catch like this?
We're a little close here, so that makes it hard
She's
to do.
trying to
Yeah,
hurt me.
she's trying to
hurt you.
No, I'm trying to get the ball to
you.
give some spring. There you go.
Look out, Stephanie.
There
we go.
Nice.
All right. Beth knows what she's doing.
Right, until the
All
ball.
right.
It's all fun and games till it hits me.
All right, next.
Okay,
Okay.
Linda, here we go.
All right.
Okay, I forget everything she said.
I do too. Ball, fingers
There you go.
Oh, you guys are good.
Feel free to give coaching advice.
Yeah, you guys are doing excellent.
We're going to sign you up. For our
oh, boy.
Watching Linda reminds me of Foursquare.
Boom! 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 Whoa!
All right, are there more tips for us?
Are we perfect?
You guys are doing a great job for first-timers.
Awesome.
Well, I think the next skill will involve needing more help. That's just my prediction.
All right, so let's try to shoot.
Shooting.
In case you didn't notice, we hauled in an old basket hoop here.
I guess I will go first.
Is that where she's supposed to stand?
Hey.
Oh!
Nice
Wow. Nice.
She's got it. She's got it.
I've mastered the backboard.
That's actually a good tip.
All right,
You're supposed to aim for the middle of the square.
Okay.
All right, someone else go.
So let's give us some position tips and everything else, like hands and all that.
So your elbows straight up.
Elbow here. Yeah.
Flicking the wrist.
Okay.
A little
This
bend to the
hand.
knees. That's your guide hand.
Okay. And aim for the backboard.
Yep, right at that little square.
Oh.
Close. We're getting closer.
There you go.
Oh,
There we go. All right, I'll do one more.
Oh, you guys have set the bar high. Oh, thank you,
I
Stephanie.
need more loft. I was 1 for 3, so never been a shooter.
Linda, square.
All right, help her out. What is she doing
What
wrong?
did I do
You can
wrong?
do a granny shot.
Oh,
What do you mean a granny shot? Why a granny shot? I love the granny shot.
It worked.
No. Thank you, guys.
All right, Linda. That was amazing.
Whoa.
A lot of force.
All right, coach her.
Oh, I'm going
Aim for that little square.
All right, tell us what should you do. So your hand
very
goes
back.
underneath, straight up.
Well, best coaching.
There you go.
There
There
you
you
go.
go. Nice job.
Professionals.
Good.
All right.
2 out of this.
Well, while we continue to try to shoot, I want to let you guys know you can get more information about the Sarasota Rec League by going to their website. Join up to play and get all kinds of skill levels going to be out there. And we're going to continue playing. Thank you guys so much for starting this. And also want to let you know when we come back, we're going to have an unusual combination, comedy and culture. We'll be right back.
Oh, you guys are in. She just went left-handed out of nowhere. Did you switch hands? I did.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device. Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business. From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. Suncoast residents taking the threat of Hurricane Irma very seriously. People stocking up on supplies for the storm, things like water, food, and gasoline. Find out what is selling out. And the storm causing many area high school football games to be played a day earlier than scheduled. Let's get a check on our weather now with First Alert Weather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, as most everyone has heard, this is the most dangerous hurricane, the strongest hurricane ever recorded in the Atlantic at this time. 185-mile-an-hour winds. On top of that, we have gusts up to 200 miles an hour with this particular storm as it makes its way off toward the west. Now, again, we are anticipating this storm to move into the northern Leeward Islands as a major Category 5 hurricane, devastating hurricane as it moves off to the west. We are going to have a complete update on the new advisory coming up at 5 o'clock. See you then.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
Everybody can make something because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Opera is considered a very sophisticated art form, but in this case, opera's high level of culture is paired with improv comedy. Actor Seva Anthony is here to explain her show, La Divina. And this is an improv opera that you're going to be doing? Tell me about that.
Well, it's actually an improv comedy show, but opera is involved. Basically, I am an opera chorus singer whose stagehand drops a light over my head, so when I wake up, I believe I'm Maria Callas.
Oh, so that happens all the time.
It happens all the time. So we're on tour for 10 years, me and my delusion thinking that I'm Maria Callas, and so I enlist people from the audience to be my co-stars.
We don't usually have people involved in opera in the audience.
They don't have to sing. Sometimes they can sing if they want to, but they don't have to sing. Basically, they sit there and react. So it's a little bit of stand-up, a little bit of improv, a little bit of opera, a little bit of comedy. So basically, it's quite a unique show.
Will we recognize some of this music?
Well, I think so. Today I'm going to do something from Carmen, Fray de Rempart, which I try to choose arias that are well-known.
Okay.
So people don't have to necessarily know the story. And they say, well, I don't know what's going on here with the words because they're sung in Italian and in French. But the thing is, you don't have to because it's the subtext.
But that's
matters.
very brave of you because they do know how it should sound.
Well, that's very true, too. That's very true. I am classically trained. However, I don't call myself an opera singer. I'm just actually a comedian.
Well, we would like to see a glimpse, a preview of this. Could you give us just a very short preview of what we can expect?
Well, I need someone who will be my Don Jose for Carmen.
While you find Don Jose, let me tell everybody
yes.
that La Divina is going to be at the Starlight Lounge September 7th through the 15th. And for tickets, be sure and go to their website. Okay, are you ready?
I am, but I need some props first. First of all, Don Jose.
Whoa!
Now, we don't discriminate against gender. I'll use any gender. You need to hold the keys to the prison. Oh. And maybe my apartment. I don't know. But anyway. And now I need some handcuffs. Where are my handcuffs?
Oh, wait a minute.
Now we're talking.
I just happen to have some.
Oh, you happen to
I always have handcuffs. You never know.
Now, the only reason Carmen is wearing handcuffs is because, of course, she is incarcerated. And the whole idea is that she's trying to get the keys from Don Jose as she sings her arias. Now, Don Jose is going to do everything he or she can to keep the keys away from me. And as I keep singing.
You just try and get these keys.
All right. Are we ready, maestro? Chez mon ami l'espastial, j'aurais dansé la séguedie pour de manzania. J'irai chez mon ami l'espastial. Oui, mettez tout silence, oui. Elle est plaisissante, doux. Don't put any de compagnie. Je n'aime pas mon amour. Mon amour. Je l'ai mis à l'épaule. Mon pauvre corps, très consolable. Mon corps est libre comme l'air. J'ai de galants à la douce vienne et ils ne sont comme gré. Voici le fin de la semaine qui m'est mouru, je l'ai mouru, qui vote mon âme et les prendre. Vous arrivez au bon moment. Je n'ai guère le temps d'attendre qu'avec mon nouvel monde. Très bon pâtisserie, chez mon ami les Bastia. Je vais danser la séguette, pas de comment
Oh, yay! Sava Anthony and Ladavina. You can see her at the Starlight Lounge September 7th through the 15th. For tickets, go to their website. And now we're going to get the real details coming up on Hurricane Irma.
Linda Larson, you're hired. Yes.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Suncoast students are back in school, and a lot happens before your kids hear that first bell. You need local information before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5. Get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. Whether you're a teacher, a parent, or just preparing for your day, get local stories that impact you. Watch ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Welcome back. Something serious before we head to the kitchen. So we all have heard the phrase about fake news and how it's out there. There's something that is happening with fake hurricane news. All over social media, there are inaccurate maps of Hurricane Irma popping up. This is so frustrating to me that someone would do this, but you have to keep your eyes out for the fake forecast. I would tell you to watch for NOAA, make sure it says NWS, make sure you're checking a reliable source. This was an earlier picture of an accurate track of Hurricane Irma. The fake one takes it right into the Gulf and toward Texas, and 40,000 people shared it. so that people aren't understanding what's real and what's fake. And this was so alarming to me. So the bottom line is, before you share anything on social media, before you freak out your friends and your family, or like, check your sources. Use a reliable meteorologist like our First Alert crew here at my Suncoast, you know, whatever, but just make sure that you see your sources. And since when did we get into thinking this is so funny to be false?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know, but I think this is probably the problem, was like, we use the internet for our news. It's not a you know, legitimate source.
But absolutely. If you go to her husband's website, he's got the right information.
Yes.
Absolutely.
His name is John Scalzi.
Bottom line is, check your sources before you panic. If someone says you something, yes, we're in tropical storm mode, and we'll get the information correctly out to everybody. All right, but first we're going to go to the kitchen for a real treat with Columbia Restaurants.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Haley Wilkes. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. Hurricane Irma's impact on already rising gas prices will show you how drivers are wasting no time topping off their tanks. And now taking a first look at First Alert traffic. Right now, traffic is backed up on US 301 in the northbound lanes near Fruitville Road. Now, let's head over to Bob.
Haley, we're waiting for the 5 o'clock advisory. It's a full-blown advisory, meaning there may be a shift in the cone of uncertainty right now. It's a major Category 5 hurricane, strongest ever recorded in the Atlantic in modern time, at 185-mile-an-hour winds, 200-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and it is moving to the west, right toward the northern Leeward Islands right now. And as I said, we're waiting for that 5 o'clock advisory to come in. Right now, top winds are at 185. That cone of uncertainty may shift a little bit more to the east. We'll have the latest coming up at 5. See you then.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. The chemotherapy drug Taxotere has been linked to permanent alopecia or permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. The FDA has urged doctors and the manufacturer to warn women administered Taxotere of the risk of permanent hair loss. If you or a loved one were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and suffered permanent hair loss, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Coming up Wednesday at 4 on Suncoast View, all eyes are on Hurricane Irma as it heads closer to Florida. We are all about preparedness. We will pack our hurricane kits and talk about how to keep our pets safe. We will also look at how Suncoast businesses are helping Houston after Hurricane Harvey. Plus, Florida Studio Theater previews Roar with the music of the 20s.
We are back in the kitchen with Chef Jesus from the Columbia Restaurant. Oh, tell us what you are making for us today, Chef.
We're going to be doing the paella Valencia.
Ooh,
I love how you
paella
say it.
Valencia. Ooh. Tell us what to do.
All right, we're going to start with the sofrito.
Wow, it's a hot pan.
Yeah, we got to make sure that it's hot.
Okay.
Then you can add the chicken.
Okay.
What did you call the first thing?
Sofrito. That's a mixture between garlic, onions, peppers.
Pork?
Yes, pork.
Okay.
Oh, you knew that was pork. I'm impressed, Linda.
And,
Wait.
Oh,
We're going to
good.
sear this first.
Oh, good. You know what? I would love a spoon here so I can.
Oh, here, yes.
And this?
Just
Nope.
1 second. We have to make sure that this is
So
going to get seared.
the heavier meats cook first for a little bit
Yes,
longer.
you got to, we got to sear them first so they get all the flavor, all
How
the
long
nice.
does that take?
This, like right now, you got to make sure that the paella pan is really nice and hot, so it will take you less than a minute. I mean,
Oh, okay. And so it's like
there you go.
high heat or medium high?
This is high heat.
Okay.
Then you can add
Ready?
your
That's like fire
scallops
heat, not just
Yeah,
hot.
that was really hot.
Now, is that scallops and what?
and calamari.
Calamari.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shrimp?
Give me 1 second. Let me
Oh.
just get it all seasoned, marinate. Be
Okay.
nice.
You're doing it the right way.
Everything has to be right. Now you can add the shrimp.
Okay, perfect.
Wow.
I won't even presume to add anything at this point.
Yeah, now we add
Take
that.
long to add.
Now, what is this?
No, it doesn't. That's bomba rice.
All
That's
of
a
it?
special rice that we use for the paellas. Yes, all of it.
Oh, so the rice actually cooks in the pan with the meat.
Yes.
What about the
that's-
stuff we've got left over here?
Oh, those we're gonna add after we add the
We're
water.
gonna wait.
And what kind of rice is that? Because that's a different grain than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, this is bomba rice.
Bomba?
Yes, we get it from Spain. So it's actually
What
gonna.
makes it different from regular rice?
This is more starchy,
Okay.
so it makes a really good flavor on the paella.
And
Now-
cooks fast.
No, that's when it takes 20 minutes. Okay, no.
20 minutes.
Yeah. So you get the mussels,
Okay.
the clams.
Okay.
What a seafood treat.
I know.
Yes. And then we put the water.
Oh,
Good job, Linda.
thank
I know.
you.
You're like a chef.
A lot of ingredients. That's why we need you for this
All right,
one.
so now
Yes.
it's
Now the only thing that we wait is for it to start boiling.
okay.
And as soon as it boils, you got your oven at 400 degrees. And you got to, after it starts boiling, you cover it, put it in the oven for 20 minutes, and it's done.
And then it's done.
Yeah, as you can see, it starts boiling right there.
Okay. So you're going to put that in the oven now?
Yes.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
let me
have
back
to
up for
squeeze
there.
you over right here.
We're
As
gonna
a
give you
result of
plenty
this
of
show,
room.
I really feel like I'm a chef.
However, when you try it at home, it doesn't go so well. All right, well, as Chef Jesus goes with the magic of TV and brings out a finished product, I'm also
Ooh, 20 minutes after.
Right here for
Look
Got
at that.
That is
You got a
gorgeous.
splash of white wine into it.
Oh, white wine, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Well, we are very impressed because that is absolutely beautiful. I understand you guys have some plates down there to do some sampling, or are we going to do it? Put some on there. There we go.
We have napkins and forks.
The green plate will be just
Just
fine.
green
plate.
There you go. Chef, tell us a little bit about the Columbia famous sangria as well.
Well, you can ask for the sangria, the imported sangria. That's the one that we put on the restaurant itself. Or you can ask for the house sangria.
Okay,
But
house
we go more for that.
or tableside
Yeah.
made. We love that. And you did bring also some other dishes that I would love to check out. The sangria there is a favorite of Linda's, we do
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
I love
Sangria.
this. It's
Tell us
delicious.
about the wonderful Cuban and some of the other menu items.
Yeah, we have also the Cuban sandwich, and of course the 1905 salad. We have meat empanadas and the chicken croquettes.
Okay, wow. And
Everything looks amazing.
And the 1905 salad, of course, one of
Yes.
your signature dishes, so certainly great to enjoy that. And then I do want to tell everybody again what Community Harvest is all about. So remind us, Chef, when we're talking about Community Harvest,
Yes,
exactly
that's-
how that works.
This is our 20th year, and 5% of the check goes to any kind of charity that you will choose, which doesn't mean that you're paying for it. The Columbia itself is paying the 5% cost of that check.
Okay, so I come and I have a nice meal at Columbia Restaurant, and then you take 5% of that
we take 5% of
and
that,
give it.
and we give it to any charity of your choosing.
What a wonderful way to give back.
And like I said, this is your 20th year, and we're glad to help the community.
So September is a great month to go to the Columbia Restaurant, of course, so you can have that 5% from your check given to the charity of your choice. And we appreciate Columbia Restaurant for doing that. We appreciate Chef Jesus for making us sangria and paella.
Absolutely.
A very wonderful and great, just gorgeous treat. I can't believe how quickly all that came together. So we're going to get to dig in and enjoy. Linda Larson, great to see you.
Thank you.
Amazing improv performance, might I add.
I'm good with keys and...
And you know what? And not a bad basketball player either. We made her work today. So a lot of fun to have you here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Remember your preparedness kits for hurricanes. And take some time and enjoy the Suncoast View.